Now, one thing that you'll want to be aware of, if you update your token, like I changed the lighting on this token, if I delete that token and drag the character back out and then go into the token, you'll see that the settings are the way that they were. I'm still only able to emit light for 5 feet. If you change your token, my recommendation, especially if it's something that's going to be more than a one-off sort of scenario, something that you're going to want to have permanently. So let's say that I always want him to be emitting 15 feet of light. Once you save that, with that token selected, you can open your character sheet. You would edit your character sheet and remove the token that's currently attached to the sheet, and then use the selected token. So let me select him again, use the selected token. That will bring the character in, save that. Then if I delete this token and drag the character out the next time, then we can come into here and you'll see that he is now emitting light for 15 feet. A lot of people overlook the fact that once they make a change to the token, it does not automatically attach itself to the sheet. You have to remove the currently attached token with the old settings that it has, and then save this one to that sheet. So my recommendation when setting up characters and tokens is always set your token up first, then attach it to the sheet rather than attaching it to the sheet and then setting your token up. It'll just make your life a lot easier, especially when it comes to things like dynamic lighting, where you want them to be able to see. You need to make sure that they have vision. And if they don't have vision, like this bar gas, you'll notice, does not have vision. It's completely blind at the moment. So I could go in and I could give it vision. I typically don't worry about that as the GM because it just adds additional resources that I don't need to worry about, because as the GM, I can see the entire map and I can see my tokens. So I don't worry about giving them light. If you really wanted to get technical and give them light, you could do this as well and just drop. So over here, they have a light source, and you just click that and your cursor will turn to a little torch, and then I can drop that somewhere and have it emit light. The other thing that you can do is actually drop it onto the dynamic lighting layer, and then it'll emit light and nobody will be able to see that token on the page, whereas right now they would be able to. So anyway, that's dynamic lighting and setting up maps. Now, to get your players over here, again, you would, of course, grab the player ribbon, drag it over there. That'll bring all of your players onto that map. It does not bring their tokens over. You would still need to drop your tokens onto the map once they're there, or you could preset them up if you knew exactly where they would land when they were coming to this map. You could do all that ahead of time and then just bring the players over. The other thing to be aware of when you're doing a fight scene like this is you've got the turn tracker. You can select multiple tokens, do a right click and give myself some more room. Click on add turn. That'll put them into the turn tracker as well. Get my Barghast over there too. So we've got him added in, and now you can deal cards. Dealing cards, if you're a pro subscriber, I highly recommend getting the Deal Init API. It will take care of edges. It takes care of all that stuff and deals cards to the turn order directly. However, for those who have a free account, the way that I would do that is you have your cards over here. You can shuffle them. Let's actually do a recall to make sure that we have all the cards in the deck, and we'll shuffle after recalling. Then you can deal cards. If you click on the deal cards, you can say one card to all players, and clicking the deal cards to turn order items will drop the cards over there. Now I can come into here and I can sort by suit, and it will put them into the correct order for me, so I know who's going first, who's going second, who's going last, etc. Clicking this arrow will cycle you through the turn order. You could also add a custom one here for, let's say we just want to call this round and we want it to count by 1. We can add that to the turn order. You'll see that it's currently set to 0. When that gets to the top, it increments to 1. So now we can go through and keep track of how many rounds we have. Useful if you have spells that have a specific duration. It helps you keep track of what round you're on and how many have actually gone through. Now, the other thing that you can do is, let's say that the Barghast has an edge that allows it to choose between the best of 2 cards. It has level-headed. So I drew the card for the 9, and so then I can single click on this card. It'll flip over. You'll see I've got the 2 of hearts. I can choose now between the 9 of clubs and the 2 of hearts. Let's say that for some reason I wanted to go on the 2 of hearts. I could drag this over, and you'll see, hopefully, maybe not, you just drop it where that number is, and it'll update that for you. I'm going to see if oh, hey, we got a Joker. We're going to go on the Joker because he's got improved level-headed. So if you grab it by the edge, when you get your cursor over, you'll see how that 2 of hearts turned yellow. Once that's yellow, you know you've got the card in the right spot and you can drop it there. If you drop it on the desktop, this here is now no longer able to go onto the turn order. So you would have to probably manually type that in. So this is an ace of, looks like an ace of spades, but we're going to say it's an ace of clubs because you can modify this directly by typing in the ace of clubs there. And then you could still do the sort by suit, and it'll still put them in the proper turn order as well. So that's one way that you can control combat while you're in this cave with your player characters.